most farmers are grappling with the challenge of climate change effects, which is affecting organic production in Uganda and the entire sub-Saharan Africa, even the globe in general. Farmers are looking ways of how they can ensure that they increase production amid this challenging environment.
A lot has gone wrong for some time now. A lot in a way that we have brought in the use of chemicals. Your soil will not remain the same. It will get degraded over time. For example, in my village, people who started by spraying oranges have had to grapple with the problem continuously. After 5 years, spraying, results don't change for better. Instead, they get worse and worse and worse. It has become a myth. People don't know what to do.
To come up with solutions to these existing challenges, SF Uganda decided to sit down and come up with innovations that would address some of these challenges through the farmer field schools. So in that, we set up experiments that try to test the different agricultural practices using the different agricultural principles to ensure that we respond to the current situation of climate change.
I am here for this training of agroecology. What I expect from this agroecology training is I want to know how I should relate, me as a human being, with the environment I'm living in.
I'm Paul Agroecological from Serere district, and my expectation in agroecology, I want to know more about agroecology. I want to know how to make the fertilizers and the pesticides.
In our training so far, what we have covered is the general understanding of agroecology. What does agroecology mean to a farmer? How applicable is it in the local context? Understanding the different principles of agroecology, how they can be applied at a farm setting. Then also relating these principles with the different agroecology elements to make sure that we have a clear understanding of agroecology in a community setup.
Now with this training, I think at the end of it all, I will be an expert, a small expert in the village, in the making of organic spray and manure.
Here today we have been looking at the preparation and application of biopesticides. So here we look at the different examples of biopesticides, how they are prepared, then how they are applied. This is aimed at controlling pests and diseases which have become rampant for the crops in this changing climate. So in so doing, we shall be building their capacity on pest and disease management, thereby reducing the level at which synthetic chemicals are being used in agriculture for pest and disease control.
In a class we're taught only theoretical part of agriculture, but we had no practical part like this one. So I wanted to know and to know how to do it practically, especially these agroecology practices.
During the course of these experiments, the participants will be applying the different practices, right from setting up the garden, planting, application of the different practices, and also doing routine observation in this garden. This experiment is being set with active participation of the members for them to have hands-on experience and appreciation of what agroecology stands for. So in this, one plot has all the agroecology principles and practices followed, while the other plot does not have any principle or practice being followed, but grown in the way farmers always do it in the community. And here I want to actively observe what are the differences between these two plots in relation to the practices that are being applied in the first plot.
This is day 21. So far we have planted, we have the first garden. We have planted maize, soya beans, and cowpeas. As per now, the plot that we applied compost is not doing well as we expected, compared to the second garden where we did not apply the compost.
The soil health on this plot is not good at the beginning, and that's why you see the performance of these crops is not well at all. And despite us planting with compost, but still the crop response to compost is not well, and that is explained in such a way that in 21 days the root system of the plant is not yet well established to absorb the nutrients.
Today we have redug our plot where it did not do well, and we have applied liquid fertilizer, and we have sprayed it with some bio pesticides. So we expect to see some good results in the coming days. On the application, we applied a well-mixed mixture of biofertilizer around the root zone of our crops for easy absorption.
So our focus will be to see the response of these different plants to the different agroecological practices we shall be applying here. And these practices include application of compost manure, application of liquid manure, as well as plant tea, and then the biopesticide that we shall use to control pest damage. As you already see, some plants are already being attacked by the leaf rollers, so we shall apply these different practices to see how they will perform in this plot. Still on this day 21, we are also planting fruit trees, and these trees are to demonstrate agroforestry as a practice in agroecology. In agroecology, one of the practices we do is agroforestry. And which kind of trees do we promote in agroforestry? We promote trees that add value to our farms. We promote trees that have diverse uses. For example, you bring a tree that has multi-purpose uses which benefits you as well as your soil. Trees that have value and don't cause any harm to our soil, but instead help us to build the life within the soils to support plant growth as well as benefiting us as farmers. So we are going to have these trees established here to demonstrate agroforestry as an agroecological practices within an agroecology farm. It's now 56 days from the time of planting. So our aim is to see whether there is a difference between the two plots. The one where we applied the agroecological practices, and then the other side which we didn't apply the agroecological practices.
As we look, this side here is the side that we applied some of the practices, and it is doing very well as compared to the other side whereby we have not applied anything. Just we planted it and just weighed it like that, but we did not apply anything there. But as you can see, the other side, their plants are battling up with life as compared to these ones here, which are doing very good in this side here.
Looking at this plant, when you look at its condition in terms of the vigor, the general plant condition, it looks good. It is strong, it has bigger leaves, it has bigger stalk, and it looks very strong. Even when you see how it's standing, it looks very strong and it cannot easily be destroyed. And this is the plant which actually we planted with compost manure, then we continue applying a biofertilizer and then the biopesticide. There is no any damage, no sign of sickness, no sign of pest attack, but you see the plant is happy. Despite the current condition where we don't have rain, we expect these plants to be suffering from water stress because there is no water to feed it. But because we planted with the compost acts like a sponge. It absorbs water when there is water, then it holds it. Now when it holds it for a longer time. So now that water, it now helps the plant, the moisture down there helps the plant to absorb the nutrients. Since the nutrients are also readily available within the root zone of the plant because there is compost which is very rich in all the nutrients that this plant needs. That's why we are seeing this crop performing better. So when we look at this next plant, we're all seeing the way it is, the vigor. How is it? It looks weak, yellowish. The stalk is very small. The leaves are not, the plant looks stressed generally. So because this plant is growing under natural conditions, it entirely depends on what it has reserved for itself. So that plant doesn't have enough nutrients to support itself. Now when the sun heats up, the little nutrients that were readily available had already been used. And the plant roots cannot reach the levels where other nutrients are. So now the plant is stressed and cannot get enough to feed. Compared to the first one, where we had applied the planted using compost, the compost holds the nutrients for that plant to grow. Now this side, there is nothing that is holding the nutrients for the plants to grow. Hence, you are having that observation the way it is. So now I want us also to look at the pod quality between the two sites. The site where we applied the fertilizer and then the site where we did not apply the fertilizer. When you look at this one is for where we applied the fertilizer. You look at the pod length, how it is. Then you look at the one from where we did not apply the fertilizer. So this is the one where we did not apply the fertilizer. When you look at its length, then you compare it with this one. The one which we applied the fertilizer is almost twice longer than the one where we did not apply the fertilizer. Then also we look at the size. The size of this one, the one with the fertilizer, is bigger than the one without a fertilizer. So that means the one where we applied the biofertilizer had enough nutrients to feed the pods and support its seed formation, compared to the one where we had no biofertilizer.
Find that what I've learned from this demo garden of ours is that we intercropped, we fed our crops very well using our practices of agroecological practices, and at the end of it all the yield was fine. A smallest piece of land, say a quarter an acre, can triple this. This can take like 5 acres is what you can get to equate like a quarter of an acre when you apply agricultural practice.
What I can say about agroecology, it helps to motivate unity in the family, because each member in the family has to participate in agroecological practices.
So ne konti kotor ngis no ni sinai tanal poko. Nara genjo kal poko. Tapa moni medai otomakes. Ageu ko la lwa papa okay. E kurioto kal poko. Kutal poko. Dono bonda e kopare. So do the generation mulet pakin mun ka ku adumbe mamdal poko dum sa me down. Mamdo ngune peta sakuna joko. So nges bero na tanakinal poko. Tetere kwida kwil didika kwi e dumendal poko de jokka.
I have attended a number of trainings under agroecology where we were trained to make some of the natural fertilizers, how to make some of the organic pesticides.
After training the selected farmers on agroecology and also taking them through the different principles and practices, it is important to appreciate their rate of adoption and interest that they have taken towards application of agroecology at their household level. Currently, a number of farmers have adopted different practices, demonstrating different principles in their families as they are practicing agriculture. For example, we looked at Juvenile Echumu from Serere, who, after appreciating agroecology, went ahead and established a PRA. So when you visit his household, he has different practices all around his family, demonstrating different principles. For example, how is he managing to recycle the waste he generates from livestock into biogas that is using for cooking and also lighting. This is providing an alternative to energy, that other than using carbon-dense sources of energy, he is having an alternative of using biogas, which reduces the amount of carbon being released into the atmosphere.
Chupa ilu tuseme ngopona lo ayu atira na lo writing o kedaba yu atalpoko nare kisewe kinu domi amisirin emuna atalpoko se ponlo nsayo atonga kalpoko keda yu atira nada isamela ngo bwakita achupano.
We also have Moses Opio, who also demonstrated different practices addressing or contributing to different principles.
Here where we are, this is Serere, Aputon Ward, the home of Atamaisi Farmer Field School. Today what we are going to show is the practices that we've been trying to run around in this place. Among the practices that I learned, I'm basically applying two, which is animal rearing and composting. Of the two practices, I majorly looked at the three principles. Of the three principles, there is recycling, animal health, and soil health. Recycling section, I'm basically using here food residues from the kitchen and other food crops residues, wastes, then also the other waste from the garden, because I would not want to misuse all that which is gold to me. So I make sure that it is all utilized for the better of my production. So by use of these wastes and compost as well, it has helped me actually cut my cost of production and enabled me to maximize my profits. Instead of me going to the projects where they make animal feeds from, we all know that it is very expensive. It is very easy for me to just collect all of the waste that I have from the plants and from the kitchen, and I feed my animals, which has also benefited my pocket. And with that, hence, I develop as a farmer.
Government should really train these farmers on those practices instead of depending on those chemicals which are just sold in the markets. Because you know some of those chemicals, they really have effects to the soils. So it is good really that the government really sees that the extension workers train these farmers so that they are able to adopt those practices in order for them to increase in their yields in terms of productivity.
There is a need to call upon the different actors or stakeholders in the agricultural system to come together and recognize agroecology as a sustainable and has a potential to ensure that there is resilience built towards climate change effects. In terms of funding agroecology, capacity building of farmers and other actors on agroecology, as well as breaking some of the barriers that are still existing to agroecology adoption.